What up, you kins? You are first, as far as I can tell. Good morning, Outcast. Come on. There we go. Throw that there. Get that there. All right. How are we doing? I want to get through this stupid survey finally this morning. I have some idea of how to get past that slow loading problem we had last Thursday. And I know we updated all our data designs here around this. So let's go ahead and update our TypeScript types. In fact, we should do updates before we do anything. And then let's do tmux a-t config. And let's quit out of that. And do that. And we'll do a git pull. The minions. Do that. And let's do a nix collect garbage. It's going to take a minute. Is this NF? Yep, knew it. All right, let's get up our Svelte kit stuff. I just listened to Euphoria while I was making my coffee, Alcas. You can queue up Kendrick anytime you want. We're Team Kendrick in this stream. In fact, like I don't know how you end up as Team Drake, right? You've had to have been listening to him since like the very beginning. I don't know. So we're gonna try doing something a little wonky here. We're gonna go to tilde. Where's my tilde? Do I not have a tilde on my keyboard? I don't think I do. Where's tilde normally? On that. Am I blind? I don't think I have a tilde anywhere. Well, we need to fix that. Morning, Vincer. So you'd want to come to Turing. Let's modify layout. I'm just gonna put it here. We'll say this is gonna be okay. What up, Kyle? This button. We're back. Did you move to Colorado yet? You missed me get food poisoning on Friday. That was horrible. I basically slept on the bathroom floor of the cottage for like 5 hours. No, it wasn't the B-dubs. I think it was leftovers that I had before I went. But I freaking died, dude. It was so bad. I was so sick. Oh, this is so annoying. This isn't letting me connect. Whoops. I recovered the next day. But man, I felt like death. It was not a great time that day. Oh my god. The most ridiculous chat. Alright, so now we have a tilde. /.config/nvim. Alright. Now we should be able to do DWB. And this should rebuild my whole neovib config now. Hopefully I don't break anything. What up, WebDev2? That's Ping. Glad you are doing better, though. We're all packed. We did a majority of our cleaning, and now those left is the kitchen stuff and loading a truck. Did you hire someone to load the truck for you guys, or are you doing it yourselves? DWB is Darwin Build Switch for Nix. Hired movers? Hell yeah. Good move. No pun intended. Okay. I know I had some things I wanted to look through here. Why did I get messaged? Okay. Notifications. That's not important. Why'd this get closed? Huh. Okay, whatever. Okay, that's not an important one. Okay, caught up there. This looks good. I think I need to run DWB again. Please don't make me enter my password again. We want to go to Vercel, and we want to go to Supabase, and we want to pop open Data Grip. I don't think we should have any users in our table right now. Nope, perfect. Oh, weird. Why would this happen? Let's try one more time. No, it's still bombing. So let's do Nix. Try this again, and then we'll run Nix Flake update. This shouldn't take very long because we just ran this. Come on. Okay, so let's git add DWB, run that. I believe that this can work. This already seems better. Anyone know how BG's doing on the progress on Vorpal? I haven't talked to him for like a week. He doing fine on that? I will definitely be an early adopter. I'm very excited for Vorpal if he sticks with it. Did somebody request this song? This Bless the Fall. I dig it. Is our song queue working? Yeah, looks like it. All right, so we're still failing. So let's go ahead and delete this. I guess we have to sudo that. And try running again. I'm hyped about right, but I ran into build issues and it's blocking. Oof. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start a Riot project here soon. Yo, what is happening here? All right, so I'm just gonna try to nuke all of these paths. that. Nuke this. This is why Nix sucks sometimes. So all I should do is update this morning. And it's like, nah, dog. We're gonna be a pain in the ass. Oh, oof. So let's try one more time. This time we'll run DWC first. Yeah. Do I really? Oh, God. OCaml, writing OCaml is great. I love writing OCaml. It's just like fighting the tooling and the ecosystem to get to a place where you can actually have your dependencies set and actually write code. You can't make it a global. So what I do, John, let me show you here while this is taking forever to load. What I normally do is I make this, let me see if I can find it. I end up making a shared library or a common library. And then I do this syntax file. Let me run this again here quick. See if that works. So I use this syntax file and I'll put in here extensions to modules. Or not extensions to modules. Infix operators. And then I also use this like let thing. And then I put all my custom let bindings in here. And then when I need it, I just import shared syntax and then let and open let. And then I get all these different let operators. I also like doing like this extended thing. And I'll put in here, I'll normally open the regular ones too. So I'll do like open list inside of here. So it has all the list stuff on it. And then I just import these rather than list and result. Like I added head option and chunk into the result. I added okay or else. Yeah, I do that in most of my OCaml projects. What is happening here? I don't even know how to fix this. How do we fix this, chat? All right, so we rolled back. DWB and then fall back. If this doesn't, we'll just roll back again and I'll deal with this on my own time. So we're gonna want superform up. I don't really understand what broke here anyways, because all I did was nix collect garbage, nix flake update, and then I tried to do a Darwin build switch. And then it's just like, yo dog, we're gonna break. I hate everybody. Okay, it looks like it might be working this time. Hey, we worked. Okay, so now let's go to our project bucket list. Let's quit out of this. Quit out. Yeah, it's fine. You up. And now we're gonna come back in and we're gonna do a lazy update. Get this updated. Still don't understand why it's not showing me updates, but whatever. And let's do a Mason tools update. And then we'll do a TS update. And we should be fully updated. Great. So let's go ahead and fix our types around our form, because that's going to be very broken right now. So lib, assessments, onboarding, index. This is now, I think we can actually use the same structure. It's just that our schema is a lot different now. If you remember, we ended up making these, yeah, we need to like copy these. Assessment, answer, response. So maybe we fix this in the onboarding, page.server, and then in the load. Yeah, this is going to be all wrong now. So let's take this, comment that out, and this bit is going to be I wonder if we should just delete all of this and restart. Well, one, I think I want to put this in my layout server. So let's try that. Layout.server.ts. Write that. Go here. And we'll say export const load. This is going to be layout server load. And this is going to all right, so we have that. Let's go back to the page server, and we want to copy what we're doing over here for most of this. Let's yoink that, come over here, do that, import that guy. And now we want to go fetch the assessment, but we need to like join it now because it's not just one document anymore. So we need to go look at the drizzle docs. Certified pedophile, wop, 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 wop. Yeah, we need to figure out how to join. Pets, owner ID, left join pets. User pets. Okay, so it puts the actual key as a top level. Okay, that makes sense. So let's jump back over to here, and we're going to say, we need to say, let's just do the same thing. Const result is going to equal await on our DB, and we're going to say dot select, and we want to select, import that, and we need to make this function async. And we'll say from, I think it's going to come from user assessment. Do I still have that table? Yeah, I do. Schema. So we have a user assessment, which I can get the assessment on. How do we want to do this join? Hey, run for your life. Because we would really want something like select from assessment dot join, we'll say left join user assessment. What's the syntax for this? Okay. So we left join a table, and then we give it a condition, and we'll say it's going to equal, and it'll equal user assessment dot ID will be 1, and we need an and in here. So this is going to be and. Do that. Import that. What do you mean no code action available? Why can't I get this? There we go. And that should take just a variadic list. Yeah, okay, so we should be able to say that. And then we should be able to do another equal. And we'll come in and we'll say user ID. It'll be user assessment dot user ID is going to be user ID, right? What's this give us type-wise? We get an assessment, we get a user assessment. This is going to be a full join. Or null or null. Inner join, is that what we want? Yeah, that's what we want. I use neobim for everything. Can we do another inner join? So let's say inner join. We want, what is the data model again? User assessment. We probably want to join on assessment question. Inner join assessment question. And we're going to join that on assessment ID. So this will be equals assessment question dot assessment ID. How do I do this? That'll be 1. All my cool shortcuts would not work in the language. Why don't you just change your shortcuts based on the language, right? What's this end up looking like? It's the typing that's the issue? I'm gonna run to the bathroom quick, chat. I will be right back. Also gotta let the dogs out. So yeah, I'll be right back in like 3 or 4 minutes. We're back. I'm nexting the song. Maybe. We'll see. I don't think any of these are changing. Are they? Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. So I was just reading the doc, so I was sitting on the porch. I think we want to do something like, I think I want to do something like this. Let's see here. Come in here and we'll get assessment ID, and this will be assessment.id. Let's make this full screen. And then we want the, what's our assessment have on it? Let's just like project the fields we want to start. Assessment, public ID, I guess. No, we don't even need that. Assessment name. That's some weird highlighting. And this will be assessment. Do you think Svelte is fine for a highly trafficked site? I do. I haven't shipped Svelte to prod yet, but I think it's going to be just as good as anything else. What do we need here? We'll say assessment. We'll say description. And then we'll say we want questions, which right now that is going to be, well, let's first get the user ID. And this will be user.id. And then we gotta import that. Can we do something like this? Can we nest a query under here and be like question ID, and that'll be assessment question dot ID, and then we want over here, let's look at these two tables. We need a type. In fact, we can probably delete to there and say this can be ID. And then we'll say type will be assessment question dot type. And then we need response, which will be a assessment answer dot response. ID type prompt I'm using Mona Lisa. All right, this is going to be probably a pain in the ass to join on. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I don't know if this is going to work. This doesn't feel like that's going to work. Is there a way to join a list? Or nested list? No, it doesn't look like it. So we're going to join from cities. I wish this showed me what the type was, because I assume this is going to create a type. All right, let's just play with this and see how far we can get. Let's start here. And we can query from this. Select user ID. And this will be assessment, user assessment dot completed at. And then we gotta come down here. Let's go ahead and paste that there. And we're gonna say dot from. We'll start with user assessment. Dot where. And in here, or we need to join first. We need to join assessment on equals we'll say assessment user assessment dot assessment ID, and then this will be assessment dot ID. So that'll be joined there. What's our type right now? Okay, and we also want to, I guess that doesn't need to be user, that can be user assessment dot user ID. And we need a where. And in here, I think we can give it a table, right? It's gonna be like, oh no, we do the same thing. We use that equals, we wanna say, we're gonna have and in here. So we'll say and equals is going to be user assessment dot user ID, and our user ID we already got. And then we need another one. And this is going to be an equal of user assessment dot assessment ID and 1, I believe. And this should be dot limit. What happens if I say all? That's not even a thing. One. So then we can get What's your assessment? So we want an inner join rather than a left join. And then we're going to want another inner join. And we're going to need to join assessment question. And that's going to need to be joined where the assessment ID, so we'll say that will be assessment ID is equal to assessment question dot assessment ID. And this actually needs to be a and we're going to add another equals condition, and we need to join that on user assessment dot user ID is equal to assessment question dot, oh wait, no, we don't need that one because we need to join the answers. We need another inner join, and that's going to be answer assessment answer, and we're joining that on the question assessment question dot ID is equal to the assessment answer dot question ID. Yeah. And we also, do we need to worry about the user ID on there? No, we don't, because we have that via the join. What up, Owen? So we have this type now that has all this stuff, and we just need to stitch it together, which is very annoying, but I wonder if we do the questions and the answers in a second query, and we just launch them async. How do we want to build this struct up? Do we even have the data in the database? This is a good question. Probably not. No. So that's a problem before we start querying. Yeah, we probably want to do this in 2 queries asynchronously. I mean, you could also do this. It's just we're going to get duplicate data. Right? If we took this, and we say toSQL. Let's see what this spits out, and then we'll just run it. So let's yoink you and just go drop this in a script. Let's go to scripts, and then we'll say test.ts. We'll write that, jump in there, paste that in, and we can just do imports of all this. Sure, we'll come down here. Freaking TypeScript. And we can just import all of this. Okay, this is annoying. I can't just import it. This is gonna do what I wanted to, though. I know. I don't even have to worry about this. Thank you for the follow, Boshitter. Appreciate you. All right, so let's split this into two queries because I think I can. So the first one, we're going to do this. Let's move that down here, do that. So we're selecting, in fact, we can go ahead and make this into a custom struct. And we'll say we're gonna get the user ID, which will be a user assessment.user ID. And then we're going to select the assessment ID. And that'll be user assessment.assessment ID. This will be assessment name. Same deal. This will be assessment.name. And this will be that'll be description. Yep. And then what else do we need on this? We need whether it was completed at. And that will be user assessment dot completed at. Let's see here. What's our result look like? Assessment ID, user ID, assessment name, assessment description. Do you need anything else on this table, on this initial query? Because we don't want to await this. This will be assessment promise. And then we want a second query, and this will be like const question and answers promise. And this will equal db dot select. And we're going to want an array where it's going to be like let's see here. It'll be a question ID. And we'll do assessment question.id. We'll want an answer ID, which will be an assessment answer.id. We'll want a question type. In fact, we can just do type. And this will be assessment question dot type. We want a response if there is one. And that'll be assessment answer dot response. We want the prompt for the question. So assessment question dot prompt. Let's see what else is on our model. Let's see here, assessment ID, response, prompt type name. Yeah, we'll want question name. Type, question, say name is going to equal assessment question dot name. And if we look at this, yeah. So we'll come in here and we'll say dot from, and we're going to want assessment question. and this is going to be equal to assessment question dot assessment ID, and this will be 1, I suppose. Expected 1 arguments but got 2. Oh, this is in the where, right? Dot where. Paste that in, get rid of that comma. And then we want to left. Oh, hi, Winnie. Left join left join assessment answer on equals, we need an and as well, because we're going to join on 2 things. The first one being that the assessment question dot ID is equal to the assessment answer dot question ID. And then we also need to join on the user ID. Shoot. How do I actually want to write this? Because I need to narrow this. That should be ID. And then this will be this will need to be the and. Yeah, I'm using a Mac. Yep. Jump out here, throw that there. This gets an equals where this is going to be user assessment dot user ID is equal to user ID. From left join, left join. I don't think I want to limit here, but I also can't see what this type is. This type is very convoluted. If I await it, do I get a better type? Yeah, there we go. So we get an array of question ID, type, name, string, prompt, answer ID, response. That's beautiful. That's like exactly what we wanted. So we wanted user ID 2. No, I don't think so. I think this is actually fine. I think we actually nailed that. So let's change this to questions, promise. And then we'll come down here and we'll do a await promise dot do we want all or all settled? Probably all settled. We'll do all for now, just to keep it easy. And we'll pass in assessment promise. Assessment promise and questions promise. All right, I'm next in this song. Song wasn't the vibe, sorry chat. And here we'll have const assessment, response, and questions response. Use that. And then we'll stitch them together, right? So we'll say, should be able to just return data from here now. We'll spread the assessment response. And questions will be questions response, which is a typo. Do that. Wow. The hell was that? The heck is that error message? Jeez. All right, so TS server just dropped the bomb. Not as bad as C++. I don't know. That was pretty bad. Where are we at? It's not where we want to be. We want to go to routes. No, authenticated. Good morning.
Good morning.
And in here.
It's time. Chat. Do whatever it is you do. Is your throat scratchy?
No.
Oh, okay, sick. Just me.
So in here we should be able to get data. This will be let data equals how do I get that from the load? Page.svelte. I guess it comes straight from props. So let's go ahead and do this, and we'll do your personal site looks like it's down. It should just redirect to Twitter, which probably doesn't work or it should redirect to my GitHub actually. Will be layout server data. Layout server data. All right, so we should get data there. We can get rid of the page.server. What does this do in here in the load? Get rid of that. Do that. So the load is fine. I think we can get rid of most of this. Yeah. And page.svelte, let's just render a, like, I don't know. What should we render here? Let's just render a h1. All right, let's see if that even loads. Right, I don't have an account yet, so that's fine. Let's make another account. Password doesn't matter. Pop that open, and we'll look at the network. Create account. All right, so we got a bomb here. Let's check my personal site real quick. Dylan. Oh, it's because I just transferred my domains. Yeah. Right, hold on, we can fix this. Let me go to my domains. I just transferred this from Squarespace to here. DNS. How do I set up a redirect? It's got to be a DNS record, right? What's the right kind of DNS record for a redirect? Okay, so we do a CNAME. And it will be github.com/dmmulroy. Can I just give this like a star? Sure. Why? Isn't that how we're supposed to do it? The specified target is not a fully qualified domain name. So that's clearly not right. I don't know how to do any of this. Let's go look at the DNS record docs. Can we redirect? Deploy a redirect. Here we go. How do I do this? I don't think I can add a redirect from here. I'll have to mess with this later today. That's fine. I was going to get charged an arm and a leg by Squarespace to renew my personal domain. Whatever. All right, so you need to add a trailing period to make it qualified. Okay, so let's try that. I'll try that real quick. Account settings, domains, this, we want to go edit it, configure, add DNS records, we'll say www, and this will be you need to add a trailing period. Oh, right. It says it's not fully qualified. Yeah, that's all right. I'll figure this out later. It's not a big deal. I don't really use my personal site anyways. I just moved to Vercel because I get it for free, and I didn't want to. Well, I don't get it for free. I have a employee credit. Okay, so we have that. We want to log that. So we have an error down here. So let's look at this error is. Insert or update on table user assessment violates a foreign key constraint. User assessment ID to assessment ID foreign key. Okay, where would that be? That's going to be in our sign up. So we go here, we go to our page.server. There's going to be an action where we create a user assessment. Yep. So we're going to have to go edit some data here, which is going to be really annoying. Oh, this is going to be annoying. That's okay. In assessment, we're going to insert a row. ID will be 1. Public ID, I don't care what that becomes. Oh yeah, we have a script to grab a public ID. So let's go grab that and do that, and we'll do bun run script / nano ID. Nice. Yoink that. That should be on the clipboard. Yep. Throw that in there. This will be onboarding assessment. We'll take that, copy that, use that as the description, save that. Great. And now we need, let's just get like one question. Insert row, assessment ID, we'll take that from there. Name is going to be, let's just do foobar to start. And it's going to be a text question. Prompt will be foobar. And we'll save that. And now let's go back to our editor, and here we need to create our assessment now. Yep, that's wrong now. I think that's still right. Is there any other fields on the user assessment that we need to add? Completed at assessment user, no. Great. All right. So where's the error in this file? Just nothing there. All right, so sign up should work now. If we come in here, get the dev server running again. Bun run dev. Should be able to create account. It's gonna dox me. Great, thank you. Doesn't matter on that. All right, so we got redirected to onboarding. So we should see a console log, proxy object, target, assessment, completed at. I don't see, oh, there's questions. Hey, there we go, chat. Look at that. Let's see if we can add an answer and see if that comes through the whole way. I think we might have gotten this correct. So let's come in here, insert a row. It's going to be for you, and it's going to be for you. And we'll just say this is going to be Fubaz. We'll save that, insert that. Great. Minimize that for now. If we refresh, we should see on this target that questions has an answer that says Fubaz. Relational databases are OP. Okay. That's a great start. There's a couple things I can think of I need to fix off the back, which will be in our schema file. I think we probably... How did you decide on your DB schema? Trial and error and just like past experience. We tried shoving our assessments in JSON blobs last week, and I just wasn't super happy with how that was working. So our assessment answer, this is going to be user assessment ID. All right, so we really want to make, we probably want to drop no, that's probably fine. We want to add a constraint here that we have a unique constraint across user assessment ID and question ID. I need to look at how I added constraints up above. It's this bit right here. So let's yoink that, come down here. So it looks like it's just a primary key. That's not what I want. Some Emarosa right now. Right now, it's a good point. Right now I'm not, but that's not a huge problem. Maybe it is worth putting tenant on ID on. I'm not gonna worry about that now because it's gonna be a while till that just complicates the initial build when I can just come back through and eventually add tenant ID pretty easily and do some data migrations. All right, wait, how do I add, I need to go look at the Drizzle docs. How do we add constraints? unique. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I eventually will add tenant ID on everything. I don't even know what I want to call this foreign key constraint. Do I have any other PK, PK? Yeah, okay, so we'll say unique user assessment question. And that's going to be unique .1 table dot user assessment ID and table dot question ID. That means that I can only have one answer. Oh, that kills the ability to have multiple choice. Yeah, maybe we don't need that. But we do need to migrate because we just changed the name of this column. So let's do a migration if Drizzle wants to play nice. npm Nick shell. Oh, this is gonna be annoying. I can't imagine using a JSORM. I don't know. It's fine. It's easy because it's so dynamic. I still think I like Prisma better than Drizzle at this point, but I've kind of already committed. Thank you for the follow. Got banned in Twitter for asking. I saw that. That's wild. Okay, come on. Just give me a note. Thank you for the follow, Kev. Appreciate you. So now we can do npm run drizzle generate, or let's do a git add first, and do npm run drizzle generate. We renamed. Oh, I guess that's not actually that's just a type level thing. Right, so we should have type errors now that I think about it. Yeah. This should be ID. There we go. Let's type check again, because I kind of doubt that we have that many type errors again. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We don't care about these. So let's go back. So we know this is working now. And were we before? Hi, Marcus Hat 99. Do I know you in real life? By chance? All right, so we're getting all this. Yeah, Ryan, we're not, so I'm not doing the heavy lifting on the server work. I'm pretty much going to be proxying to a Rust server. Kind of the higher level light stuff that just is like hit the database, get back to the client real quick. I'm just doing in like a front end as back end or back end as front end or whatever the stupid patterns are called with Next and SvelteKit and stuff. For most serious work, I'm going to be proxying through to a Rust server. So we load, we get that found user assessment. Yeah. All right, so we get our, let's join this together and we'll delete around that. And we'll say this is actually going to be our assessment, const assessment. Great job, TypeScript. I'm glad you can infer the type there. Nailed it. What did we do wrong? Assessment used before. Oh, damn it. We can't call this assessment. We'll call this onboarding. And then this should have the right type. Yeah. Question length. Wait, what? Ah, right, because this should be, yeah, okay, hold on. We gotta come in here and we have to do a little bit more. And we're gonna have to say, do that. Yeah. And we'll say if assessment response is null or questions response. Actually, that's fine. This can be null, right? Or undefined equals null, or I could just do the double equal, but assessment response is equal to undefined. Come in here, we'll say this will be a 500, and we'll say assess onboarding do something like this, I suppose. Oh, I guess this has to be a message. Okay, so we get that. And then we should be able to say if assessment response dot completed at does not equal null, we can redirect 302 to dashboard. Right? And we probably have our other redirects up here. Yep, right there. Okay. Otherwise, we're going to return our struct, which will be assessment response and questions. Which we can just call that questions. We'll say questions, and we can rename this to onboarding assessment. Then we can make these prepared statements somehow. I feel like I remember seeing somebody talk about that. And that might help with some performance. Prepared statements. Prepared statement. Yeah, okay. So let's do this. And we're gonna come into drizzle, which is under lib server drizzle, and we'll add okay, that's how we do that. What do we want to call this? Statements, I guess. Queries. We'll keep it in one file for now. Queries.ts. And we'll come in here. Actually, we should copy you and yoink you. And then we'll go into queries. We're going to paste them in there. Import that. Import that. Import that. Import you. Import you. Import. We don't have that. That's going to end up being the placeholder bit. And then I think we just need you. Yeah. So then up here, this will become, I think it becomes SQL.placeholder. Yeah. And we'll call it user ID. There we go there. Import that from there. Great. And can't find, yep, same deal here, SQL.placeholder. And we'll call that user ID as well. Okay. We'll call this, we can get rid of that. This is going to be get onboarding assessment questions by user ID. Yoink in Word. And we'll say this is going to be something similar, except this will be not questions. This will just be get onboarding assessment by user ID. And then we'll export that. Export const there. So now we should have some prepared statements, which should execute faster. Got my eyes itch. And we should be able to go back to our login form, our sign up. Not even that one. It's in our layout server for onboarding. Yeah, this guy. So in here, we should be able to import those. So this will be get onboarding assessment by user ID dot execute, and this is going to need a user ID. Oh my god. User ID. Yep. Yep. Look at this chat. That's pretty nice. And we can do the same thing here. And this will be get onboarding assessment questions by user ID dot execute. And we'll pass in our user ID again. We should get some better performance out of that. We can eventually kind of build up like a little ORM around this to stitch this together on its own, but let's make sure this is working. Get rid of that, get rid of that. All right. Is our dev server running? No. Run dev. And let's go ahead and delete our user. Well, actually, it should be okay. If we come in here and we refresh, we get our test. That's good. We got our proxy object. Onboarding assessment questions. That should have an answer on it for... Nice. Beautiful. And then if I come in here and we say that the assessment is actually completed, we should see that redirect us to... how do I save that? Is that just going to save automatically? Yeah, I guess it does. We should see this redirect us to the dashboard now. Am I liking Drizzle yet? It's like, there's some pain points, especially around how well it does on migrating files that I'm not huge on yet, but I don't know. We'll see. All right, let's go ahead and delete. Let's get out of Drizzle or Supabase and use Data Grip. Come in here, we can delete this. Great, that should drop my user session. Great, that should log me out now. Come over here, great. Drizzle is mid. Yeah, it's kind of where I'm feeling. I'm gonna throw my coffee mug on the charger. Sure, I win. Okay. So the next bit is we're now getting the onboard assessment at the layout stage, which means that we should be able to get it in the page, if I understand Svelte kit correctly. So we should be able to really delete a bunch of this. I don't even think we want... I should just delete this entire thing. Because this, the load function's been replaced. We know we don't need that now. Yeah, we can delete that too. So let's delete that for now. We'll have to make another one again, but we should be able to get data. And should have the parent's data on it. So we sign up. Is sign up broken? That was weird. All right, so we got page data. Okay, yeah, so we still get the layout data in page data, which is good. Great. Okay. That looks like it's already reactive. Okay.
Wait, Jill, do you want to give them their bark box?
You say something, Justine?
Yeah, do you want to give them their bark box?
After I'm done streaming.
Okay. Bring it up to my office. I like seeing them open it.
So let's change this. And I want to do something like, I want to bind assessment. And I want that to equal const assessment. How do I get that type correctly? So we have layout server that returns this type down here. Page data is the type, but you shouldn't need to type it. So even though this is getting read in layout server, the types will merge. Is it because I'm not typing? I would assume that it should be typed as this type coming from here, right? Shouldn't it derive this type? Like clearly we have the type information over here. But we're not getting this type in our data. Because even if I say that, like, okay, yeah, I'll try restarting the LSP. Layout data. Okay, now it looks like it was well, yep, there it is. Okay, there's that. I'm gonna right quit out of this real quick, and then go back in. And we should see in page, this should be working now. Page data, assess, data, Oh, why is it all top level? Oh, because I spread it. Right. Right. Okay. So if we come into here, we really want this to be like onboarding assessment is going to equal something like this. That's closer to the type we want. And then in here, data dot onboarding assessment message. I'm a little bit confused about where that double nested. Oh, that's from the failure because it's merging the type. Right. Okay, I guess that's fine. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go into our, we want to render our assessment, which will be assessment. Just should be able to import from, I don't know why I can't import that. Should be able to just even go back, right? Yeah. Keep going back. Here we go. That's what we want. And we want to go edit this component now. So let's go here. Let's get rid of the super validated stuff because I'm not convinced I'm going to be using that completely at this point. Do that. That will actually be page data, right? Interesting. We'll go ahead and put that in there. And then we'll go ahead and we're going to want to redo a bunch of this stuff. So let's say this is bindable. Bindable. Which means in the parent then, we should be able to come over here and delete the slash, and this will be bind assessment. And we'll say let assessment equals data dot onboarding assessment. Assessment is updated but is not declared with state. Shouldn't it be? Isn't data already reactive state? Or can I come in here and, okay. Derived. Cannot bind derived state. That's what I was. That makes sense that I couldn't bind. It makes sense that I couldn't bind to derived state. But now assessment won't update which is fine because we only get the assessment on page load, right? I think I could also, could I come in here and say this is going to equal data dot assessment, or is it like a, yeah, I can do that too. Was derived. Won't this work too? Yeah, that still doesn't like that. I mean, this doesn't even really need to be bound to, like, I think I could probably just pass it through. Do we need to do anything in the page? Whatever, that's fine for now. And in here, let's go here, and then we want to go to our onboarding assessment helper, because this is currently wrong. Oh, thank God I still have all these questions. Type scale. Yeah, this is close to what we need. Title, question. In fact, I don't even think I need this anymore. I do need to take these and insert these into the database. But how do they map to our current schema? Because our current schema is a little bit different than it was before. So if we do a v-split and we go to schema and we look here, name, type, and prompt. So let's change title to name, and we'll change question to prompt, I guess. Okay, That looks good. I want to change some of this because we're going to have to insert these into the database again, which is really annoying, but it's fine. So these are going to need background. We'll just, I guess, do that. Something like this. And these are easy to get in there. All right, I think we can use this to insert these into the database pretty easily. Description, question. Because if we have this, do we have a description on here? We have name, type, and prompt. So we should probably change update our types. It's going to be easier to start from here. ID, name, questions, completed at. I think this has a description on it now too. And then onboarding assessment scale question. That's good. Question is prompt now. And we can say, I wonder if we want to have for scale questions, it would be, we would need like a table, like export const. That way we don't have to store anything in the database. Assessment, question, scale. And we can say this is going to be PG table. And we'll say question scale. In fact, we can just change a word. Assessment, question, scale, grab our object, come down here, do this, basically copy what's in here, yoink that, paste this, this is going to be question ID, same deal there, question underscore ID, this will reference assessment question. Yep, on delete cascade. And this is going to be lower bound. Will be text. We'll say lower bound. Is lower bound one word or two words? It's two words, right? Not null. Upper bound. Okay. And we should add a optional description on this table. Or do we put a description on the scale? This bit right here is only on scale questions. I'll say a question have an optional description. All right. Which means up here we can say that questions also have descriptions. Or I guess only that. But we can put that on here. So we'll say description will be text of description, and that can be optional. Yeah. TS is the way. I don't know, Cyprian. TS is something. What do we think the problem is here? Oh, I think the top level needs, I think it needs description. And we'll just yank around that and put that there. That's our next problem. Property prompt is missing on which one? Scale question? Oh, right, this should be prompt. Same here. And then finally here as well. And our last All right, let's write a script to add these to our database now. So if we come to scripts, we can say this will be seed onboarding survey or assessment. Write that, go in here, and we'll import db from /source/ oh, it needs to go up. It is source into lib server drizzle db. And then we want to import, this will be schema. Shift find over to there, shift find, ring finger, there we go. We want to bring in assessment, user assessment. We need to bring in question. We need to bring in assessment question scale. And then we'll bring in, lastly, import onboarding assessment from up to source to lib to assessments and onboarding. Dylon, happy Monday, Davey. We'll say const empty equals onboarding assessment dot empty. In fact, let's just I'm gonna export that probably. Sure. We'll just throw in a 0. All right. And we'll say the ID should be 1. I think I manually set that, right? If we look in Drizzle and we look at our assessment, we should have yeah, that's 1. Great. All right, so we should be able to say for question of, right, this is not Rust. This needs to be let question of empty dot questions. We're going to say assessment db await db dot insert wait, why did this, do I have to yank surround in that? There we go. Insert dot into, okay, I guess not, into, we're gonna have to make a transaction. Okay, await db dot transaction, and we'll get a transaction. This will be an async function, and we'll say this will be an arrow function to there, and we have to insert into scale first. Well, if question dot type is equal to scale, we'll do some special stuff. Morning, Colchis. And we have to insert into await transaction dot insert, and this will be assessment question scale dot values. And I think this is a record. Adam.dev is rating with a party of 202. Damn! Thank you for the raid, Adam. Super appreciate you. How was your stream? How was the coffee terminal going? Did somebody already get the shout out? I'm not sure. Let me slow down. It's great. Gotta run. Enjoy your stream. Thanks, man. Welcome, Raiders. We are working on writing a little seed script for our database here using Drizzle. So yeah, nothing too exciting, but you know, it is what it is. Lower bound will be question dot scale, and this will be, take that, and it'll be at the 0th index. And upper bound will basically be the same thing. And this will be question dot scale at 1, and we need a question ID, which will be, I don't think we inserted the question yet. Right, so we need to make the question first. So let's yoink that, and we'll say await transaction. Thank you for all the follows. Appreciate all of y'all. What are we listening to? Let's get a... Let's pick up the vibes here. Let's switch over to, let's start with Not Like Us. I can't remember if we listened to this earlier or not, but we'll start with some Kendrick. Start a jam. Can I jam from that? Yeah. All right, so let's insert our question. Thanks for your awesome UVM config video, by the way. It gave me some really good ideas. Nice, I'm glad that helped. Const question ID is going to equal await transaction dot insert. This will be assessment question. Assessment question dot values. And this will be type will be question.type. And then what else do we have in here? We have a name. We should have question.name. Yep. And then we should have prompt, which should be question.prompt. What's the benefit and downside of using observables instead of promises? Sorry, this is Angular specific. I mean, generally under the covers, your observables are gonna probably use promises anyways, but depending on how you structure it, it might let you get away from the function coloring problem. Do I have to run? I might have to run a migration here. Let's go ahead and pop this open, come down here, kill the server, add everything, npm run drizzle generate. Okay, we did have, let's go look at that before we run it, because Drizzle has not done well at generating schemas for me. Okay, that looks good. That seems reasonable. All right, let's run that migration. Okay, so that looks like it worked. So if we go back to our migration now, and let's restart the LSP server. Yeah, that should be better. That's what I thought. Oh, why is it upset about type? Prompt. Insert values. Question dot type. Why is this upset about this? Oh, because that's an enum, isn't it? Type literal. It's not, though. Okay, we did make it an enum. So can we bring that in? And can I use that? So we might need a function. We'll say to type to enum, and this will take a string that is, just say type is going to be type of empty, and then we can pluck off questions. Sure, this is so annoying. This is so hacky. And then we can switch on type, and we'll say case scale. Theoretically, we should then be able to return question type enum dot Does anyone know how to use drizzle enums? Got enum values. It feels like I should just be able to do something like, yeah, look, I get how do I get the type of that thing? And what's it say this type is? Number text scale. Oh, numeric needs to be, I see what I did wrong. There we go. And then we don't need this. I'm just dumb. Scale issue is as normal. So this should now be question.type and it should be fine. Yep. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Name. And this should have a description. Don't double charge me with it. And this is going to be optional. And this will be dot optional. And finally, that one won't be optional, which is fine. We accidentally made that n lowercase. All right, there we go there. Okay, that seems better over there. Description, that's type happy now. Or what's this upset about? assessment ID, right? Assessment ID is going to be 1. So there's our, this needs to have like a dot returning, and it should have assessment question dot ID. How does returning work? What's it take? Fields, T selected fields. Is that just a string? Selected field flat. That's a selected field flat. T column. What do you look like? Okay, it's a, yep, okay. So if we go back, this will be a record. And this should have, wait, how does returning work? That's what that's where I'm at now. Okay, that's how we do that. This will be question ID, and this will be assessment question dot ID. There we go. Now we can insert this. And question ID will be that. Yanks random word, put that in there. There we go. So we insert that. Do we need to insert anything else? So for each question, we have this struct, right? We give it the assessment ID, the name, the type, the prompt, and a description. We return the question ID. If it's a scale question, we insert the lower bound and the upper bound. We don't create any answers for these. Give you my blood alcohol. Okay, this seems reasonable. We need to coerce this though. Same with the number text. This needs to be coerced. Okay, that seems good. We don't need these. All right, are we feeling lucky about this working? Let's go for it, shall we? What do we think, chat? Does this script work? Let's run a poll here. I'm gonna go grab a drink of water while I run this poll. So, does this seed script work on the first try? Is the question. Does the seed script work first try? Yeah and nah. And we'll say that's going to be a 3-minute duration, 2-minute duration. Start poll. View results. All right, poll's up. I'm running to get some water. I don't know why the music stopped, but I will fix that. Home. Let's go ahead and just play my sister's playlist. Nah. All right, we got 8 votes. Most people think it's not going to work. I love the vote of confidence here. All right, I'm ending the poll. Let's freaking yeet it. Ye of little faith. All right, let's just like triple check everything here. We close up our transaction. That looks good. We only insert the scale table if we need it. We already have the top level assessment, right? Let's just triple check that. We should have an assessment here. Yep. In fact, I can just delete this user because we're going to recreate that. Great. All right, YOLO. Fun. Run scripts / seed onboarding assessment. Oh, this is the thing where I forget to close the connection, but I think we should probably see that in here now. If we look at assessment questions, ye of little faith, chat. Ye of little faith. Look at that. Look at that. Amazing. Beautiful. And then we should also see in, should have a 14th table here. Yep. And here we should see, let's go. Let's go. Okay, that looks good. We can kill the script now. Got that working. That's nice. Now, what do we want to do? We need to load the data. We're getting it into the front end. We should run the data through Zod probably in the layout action, in the layout loader. Do we still have that open? Yeah. So this structure right here, we should probably try to parse. Onboarding assessment will be equal onboarding assessment dot parse, and we'll want to yank around that, paste that in there, and this is going to be a parse result. And then we can come in here and say drizzle Zod. That looks like it could be useful. I think I will use this, but it's not gonna buy me a much right here, I don't think. Because I already have everything defined. Let's just get this working first. Because theoretically, this should work. I say that, and it's probably not even close right now. But if onboarding assessment parse result dot success, not success, come over here, we will say something like this, and we'll say we'll grab this, failed to parse onboarding assessment, and then we'll just like throw in the errors from Zod. I also recently did not realize how slow Zod was until I looked at some benchmarks, and Zod is insanely slow. I'm considering switching to archetype for my parsing. Do you do any DevOps for this project? I mostly, right now I'm just deploying to Supabase and Vercel, so there's not a lot. I'm trying to figure out where I want to deploy the Rust server and cron jobs and worker queues and stuff once we get to that point. I will be responsible for the DevOps, but I'm going to lean on stuff like Vercel and Fly.io rather than, maybe I'll look into SST too. We'll see. Validbot. I've seen Validbot, but I also want to try Archetype. I'm a huge fan of the author of Archetype. He's such a good dude, and I would love to try out his stuff. Thank you, Mr. Dr. Love Wizard. Appreciate the sub for 2 months. All right, did we finish this message here? No. So let's jump over to there, and we'll say onboarding. Let's just, yeah, onboarding parse result dot error. Yeah, we'll do that. Where's our error at? How did post CSS even get in there? Random as hell. So then this will be change around that, and we'll say dot data. And let's rename this to just parse result. There we go. All right, is our dev server running? It is not. Let's fun run dev. I'm so tired of dealing with, what the hell? I have not seen an error on Google in Lord knows how long. Our engineers have been notified and are working to resolve the issue. RIP. Yeah, so we might try Archetype. Archetype is supposed to be super duper fast. Mad at me with the 10 months for breaking Google. Thank you, Meta. All right. We should get login, sign up. We can come in here, fill that out. This will dox me as normal. Create account. All right, we need a password. Doesn't matter what it is. Aha, boom. Okay, so that actually looks like we might have been relatively okay here. We redirect to, okay, hold on. We need to we need to go to the page here and let's just render. I hate that I can't do HTML comments. It's really annoying. And let's just throw an H1 in here and say foo. Do that. All right, so we're still getting a 200. So let's see why we're getting first time in the stream by accident and the streamer breaks Google's. GG's. Welcome to my stream. All right. A load function in source routes returned a non-plain object. I wonder if I forgot to resolve a promise. That would be funny, right? This should be safe parse, by the way. Or no, that does safe parse under the covers. That's not a promise. You know, I thought that was going to be the problem, but it actually doesn't appear to be. A load function in source routes. Okay, so we did not parse successfully, but I would have expected. Is it error instead of fail? I would like to start using LazyGit. In fact, I'm starting to use today. I'm going to start using Graphite. I got a license at work for Graphite, and I used Sapling for a long time and really liked it. So I might make some tooling for Graphite in NeoVim if it doesn't already exist. Okay. Wow, what a helpful error message, Zod. Which it's about 10 o'clock. We're going to have to wrap up, but let's see if we can get this to parse quick. Let me check my calendar really quick to make sure we're good on time. Oh, nope. I got to jump. Sorry. See you, chat. Got to wrap up super fast right now. Bye.